KHKT News Today.
Weapons cache found at Las Vegas shooter's home. Stephen Paddock, who sent bullets and terror down on thousands attending a Jason Aldean concert in Las Vegas, had an arsenal in his 32nd floor hotel room and at his home 80 miles away, officials said. Police recovered 23 guns from his Las Vegas hotel room and another 19 guns from Paddock's home in Mesquite, Nevada, Clark County Assistant Sheriff Todd Fasulo said. Authorities said Paddock killed 59 people and injured another 527 early Monday in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. In the hours after the retired accountant committed the shooting, authorities rolled out frightening new details, including the discovery of scopes on rifles at the resort and explosives at his home. But what they couldn't explain is why the man who had never faced any notable criminal charges did it. There was no known motive late Monday. Even Paddock's brother had no answers. "We're still just completely befuddled," dumbstruck, Eric Paddock said in Orlando, Florida. A team of 6 officers spoke with security at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, where Paddock was staying, and searched the hotel floor by floor Sunday night before they found Paddock's room, Clark County Sheriff Joseph Lombardo told reporters. Paddock, 64, fired at the officers through the door, Lombardo said. A SWAT team broke down the door, but Paddock had already killed himself, Lombardo said. Authorities recovered 23 guns from Paddock's room, said Clark County NV Assistant Sheriff Todd Fasulo. Lombardo said several of the rifles had scopes on them. Another 19 firearms, along with explosives and several thousand rounds of ammunition in Paddock's Mesquite, Nevada, home. The gunman apparently had smashed out 2 windows to increase his range of targets. The sheriff said a SWAT team was standing by at a house in northern Nevada. A law enforcement official confirmed the FBI is present in Reno. Several vigils were held Monday night to honor the victims of the shooting. Communities came out in Reno, Las Vegas and at the campus of University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Sandra Casey, a special education teacher in Manhattan Beach, California, was killed, the Manhattan Beach Unified School District said. "We lost a spectacular teacher who devoted her life to helping some of our most needy students," School Board President Jennifer Cochran said. Sonny Melton also was identified as among the dead. His employer, Henry County Medical Center in Paris, Tennessee, said Melton was a registered nurse. His wife survived the shooting. Police had no prior knowledge of the gunman before the attack, Lombardo said. "I don't know how it could have been prevented," he said. Paddock bought multiple firearms in the past, but investigators believe the firearms were purchased legally, a law enforcement official said. The official said initial reports suggest at least one rifle was altered to function as an automatic weapon. Chris Michel, owner of Dixie Gun Works, in St. George, Utah, recalled selling Paddock a shotgun earlier this year, CNN affiliate KTVX reported. "He talked about how he just moved closer to where we are," Michel said of Paddock. He said he was visiting local firearms shops. Paddock lived in Mesquite, Nevada, about 35 miles from St. George. "Everyone's dying around me." Witnesses described the horror that unfolded. Taylor Benj said he could see a guy with a bullet wound right in his neck, motionless, several feet away. From there on, people just started dropping like flies. Alexandria Cheplick, 25, called her father as she ran from the bullets. "Everyone's dying around me," John Cheplick recalled her saying. "Everyone's dying. They shot my friend, I've got to get out of here." Police said Paddock unleashed a hailstorm of bullets from the 32nd floor of the resort, Lombardo said Monday. Police say Stephen Paddock killed more than 50 people at a Las Vegas concert. Authorities are still piecing together a motive. "I can't get into the mind of a psychopath," the sheriff said. Mayor Carolyn Goodman described the gunman as a crazed lunatic full of hate. The massacre started about 10:08 p.m. Sunday, 1:08 a.m. ET Monday, at the Route 91 Harvest Festival, Lombardo said. Benj was enjoying the concert with his sister when he heard a relentless onslaught of at least 200 to 300 bullets. The firing went on forever, witness Kimberly Chilcote said. She and her husband ran in short bursts, sprinting and hiding to avoid being targeted. There were purses and shoes everywhere, there were bodies and blood, she said. We just kept running. Benj lauded the heroics of his sister, who threw herself on top of me and said, "I love you, Taylor," he said. Even after an hour and 30 minutes, I didn't know if I was safe. Witness Brian Hopkins said he survived by jumping into a walk-in freezer at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. There must have been, I don't know, 23 to 30 of us inside this freezer, he said. Corin Lomas recalled the heroism of fellow concertgoers, risking their lives to save others. A lot of really good people were holding people's wounds shut, trying to help them while everybody was just ducked down, she said. The investigation. Police said they believe Paddock acted alone. Right now, we believe it's a sole actor, a lone wolf-type actor, the sheriff said. So far, the massacre has no known link to overseas terrorism or terror groups, one U.S. official with knowledge of the case said. And a woman who was described as a person of interest after the attack is now not believed to be involved in the shooting, police said in a statement. Marilu Danny is no longer being sought out as a person of interest, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said. LVMPD detectives have made contact with her and do not believe she is involved with the shooting on the Strip. The gunman's brother, Eric Paddock, said he was stunned to learn Stephen was believed responsible. He described his brother, a retired accountant, as a wealthy guy. He liked to play video poker. He went on cruises. The last time Eric Paddock spoke to his brother was when Stephen texted him, asking how their mother was doing after losing power from Hurricane Irma. Eric Paddock said he knew his brother owned a few handguns and maybe one long rifle, but said he did not know of any automatic weapons. Blood donations needed. With hundreds of victims still hospitalized, officials feared the death toll will rise. The sheriff implored the community to donate blood. And hundreds of Nevadans did exactly that. Shanda Maloney tweeted a photo while she stood in line at 4:30 a.m. This is Vegas. This is our community. These are our people. Thank you to everyone here donating, she tweeted. Maloney told CNN she also gave transportation to anyone who needed it after the attack. I just started picking people up and giving people rides, she said. Aldean speaks out. Aldean posted a statement on Instagram saying that he and his crew were safe. My thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved tonight. It hurts my heart that this would happen to anyone who was just coming out to enjoy what should have been a fun night, he wrote. Country singer Jay Cohen, who was on stage with Aldean, said children were among the crowd. I saw kids on their parents' shoulders tonight, he said. This is something they'll never forget. Trump says he will visit Las Vegas after massacre. 10 minutes of gunfire. Rachel Decker filmed her escape, starting just after the first shots were fired. The gunshots lasted for 10-15 minutes. It didn't stop, she said. We just ran for our lives. Her sister, Monique Dumas, said everyone dropped to the ground as the gunman sprayed bullets. It seemed there was a pause in the gunfire, and the people in the yellow shirts were telling the people to go, 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 she said. But the gunfire never ended, it seemed like it went on and on and on. A concertgoer told CNN affiliate Class that frantic concertgoers piled on top of each other, trying to get out of the shooter's line of fire. My husband and I ran out toward our car, and there were people hiding underneath my car for cover, she said. There was a gentleman who was shot and he said, "Can you help me?" And so I put him in my car, and I had like 6 people in my car, people without shoes, running, just to get away. Read, country music world stunned by shooting. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Audio of the shooting suggested that the shooter had used a military-style weapon, CNN law enforcement analyst James Gagliano said. Automatic weapons like that had to be numbers of magazines or a very large drum, he said. It sounded to me like a belt-fed weapon, a military-style weapon. And then to be shooting down, to use the analogy, it was like shooting fish in a barrel in that space. MGM Resorts, which owns the hotel the gunman fired from, tweeted its condolences. As local hospitals rushed to treat hundreds of patients, some relatives were still trying to find their loved ones. Those looking for friends and family still missing after the attack can call 866-535-5654. Facebook has set up a crisis response page to help people determine whether their loved ones are safe. CNN's Susanna Cullinane, Amanda Jackson, John Qualls, Amanda Watts, Paul Murphy, Jean Casares, Shimon Prokopech, and Claire Stapleton, Evan Perez, Ewan Curdy and Lawrence Davidson contributed to this report.